Hey y'all. Okay, I'm going to try to stay as calm as I can. Maybe I can stay as calm as I can when I try to figure out what to do from here on out. Some of this y'all already know, but here we go. Okay. Told the teacher twice about the girl picking on my daughter, right? After she mentioned my daughter's behavior, and I said that doesn't sound like her, and I mentioned the bully. Then told assistant principal that I have gone off on that day that I wasn't going to meet with her or them until she met with the bully and her parents. She mentioned making a halt form, that's what they call it. And as we leave, my daughter said she had met with the counselor and had already filled that out. It's kind of sad I have to write all this down, right? My daughter, said that she kept telling the one teacher about the bully. Then she kept lying on my daughter. My daughter said that the teacher acted like she believed the bully. My daughter also said she told the coach about the girl bullying. Then the same day as that group meeting that I mentioned to y'all, the teacher I mentioned at the beginning mentioned my daughter's behavior. Kind of went off on her. This is not overreacting. This is acting. I don't know how else to say it. She comes over there. She takes me, as far as I understood. She filled out a halt form. This and that and the other, spoke about whatever. If I need to get into it, I will. So we filled out a form then. Mentioned that and this and that and the other. Okay. And then, was it the next day? Then the next day, I would say, after everything I read, which probably didn't even cover it all, they allowed her to put her hands on her. Allowed her to hit her in the head 5 times. My daughter said she didn't even want to take up for herself, however it goes. They allowed her to hit her after everything I went through. Then I already told y'all what I said in the meeting thing. Oh, yeah. And then when I sat with the 2 ladies, I said, this girl is acting like she wants a fight. And then they pretty much were like, no, I don't know. So when I called the Board of Education this morning, I ended up having to record in the office because, of course, I go off on the one lady that's like, no, she didn't beat her up. They both put their hands on each other. Then my daughter's like yelling. She's losing it, like she's been bullied, just went through everything. What is wrong with these people? So then, and then the girl said, no, they both put their hands on her. And then I was like, so you're going to sit here and say that my daughter's lying to me right here? Because my daughter doesn't do that. I mean, if she kind of she's always cried when I didn't think she was a believer. Okay, I know my children. Okay, then she just was all rude or whatever, almost rolling her eyes. And I just was like, well, are you in Eastern Stars too? Well, I did say something about pressing charges against her, but as soon as I called her an Eastern Stars lady, she goes and gets the cop. And then the cop ends up coming in, and then whatever, this and that and the other. Then the cop was about not to let me leave the door, leave the room. And my daughter was so upset she had just already walked out, And then I had to start recording. So what I had recorded, you could see that he's got the door shut, So you could tell he's holding the door for me not to be able to go out. Also told me I'm not allowed to leave until we straighten this out or whatever. I told him there was something wrong with their head. After everything I just went through, why did they allow her to get hit on? Why did they allow this? And then when I called the school board this morning, I went through this list, and then the lady comes back and says she couldn't get in touch with anybody or whatever who I needed to speak to. And I go, and she's like, I don't know too much, from, what you had said. I said, I just told you the problem is the teacher and the principal or whatever. And I said, how many Christians do we have in the schools now? She said, well, we don't pass judgment like that. I said, well, it's not judgment if they're taking care of our children, because these people are acting like Satanists. And then a little while later, the same person called and was talking about, her coming to make a statement. So I went through this again with her, and she was, I think, an assistant principal involved in this. I said, I'd like to know why y'all allowed my daughter to get hit on. No, can you please tell me why y'all allowed my daughter to get hit on like this? And then, and I asked her if she was a Satanist, and she's like, what is that? I said, I just went through the list of what had already happened. I said, I might have got loud with y'all, yeah, but wouldn't you get upset if my daughter's trying to tell y'all about a bully and y'all aren't doing anything about it? So I said, y'all are acting, what is wrong with y'all? So, and then she said something about my daughter getting loud and this and that and the other. And I said, well, wouldn't you kind of act that way after you keep getting bullied and you're trying to go to adults to tell them about this bully and y'all aren't doing anything? Then she goes on to say something about counseling. I said, no, the bully needs to get counseling. How dare you come to me about my daughter's behavior because she's getting bullied? There's something wrong up here. And for real, why would a grown woman ask, what is a Satanist? So, I'm about to get something. Hold on. All right, it's Revelation 18:23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. By thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Sorceries, think about farming. I guess. I'm just saying. And it really bites, and I have to get this personal with y'all. There's something wrong here. These are my children. And I said, my mama did a good job. This little girl was reading at 3, writing really good stories at 5. I told her it's really sad that y'all are choosing to keep a bully at the school than a smart child like that. God bless. I'll see y'all soon.